So she had started the abortion process like then and there and got the medication. And then by the 15th, it was gone. But she had started taking the medication, saw the doctor on the 5th. And then like what I did was use my investigative skills, right? Like I had her date of birth, and then this guy comes forward and gives me footage of her being an escort before. And gives me like documents showing that she got fired from a job.
Well, I don't care about none of that. I don't care about none of that.
But that's how I was able to link it back to her, is my point.
So, but you're telling me when she was saying all this stuff about Fresh,
She used a dead baby for clout.
that is
Yeah.
insane.
Very demonic, huh?
So the other shit I showed was just to show that this isn't a trustworthy person, because she got fired from a job from like embezzling and doing all this other. That's a whole other thing. And I had like the Chinese documents, and I went ahead and got them transcribed and everything.
Have you guys talked about this on your pod yet?
I have.
Okay.
I did like an expose video. on it.
That's insane.
But the
dude.
bottom line is this: baby was gone she had started the abortion process in early April, and she called Fresh on multiple occasions, recording it. Like she had a whole like press run plan.
Well, when she asked that one question, I was like, this seems really fishy. When she goes, "What are you gonna do to me?"
Yeah,
that's when I was like,
and shout out to you, because
wait a
you
sec.
can't. We had a discussion. I appreciate you like coming forward and giving like in Vegas. Just so you guys know, Brad's a stand up guy. When this was all popping off and it was like in the middle of it, like you came over and gave some like really positive words of encouragement.
Yeah,
I appreciate that, bro, supporting us. And you were kind of like, "Hey, this shit is fishy." Yeah, bro. Baby was
as soon as I heard that,
when
I was
me
like,
and you were talking, bro, the baby was gone.
That's
and I found out later.
That's crazy, dude.
Yep.
But it doesn't surprise me.
But again, what's everyone gonna say? Oh, this guy was told her again abortion, blah blah blah. Bro, she had that already in her mind from when she made the recorded phone calls and released it.
The crazy part is how important Red Pill content is, because I saw so many of the Fresh and Fit fans switch. When this happened and they see a woman who's getting on there trying to lie for clout, they immediately believe the woman. And the whole point of Red Pill content is to be aware of female and be aware of the fact that women are going to try to manipulate successful men.
But do you think they actually switch, or those are just the people who were just ready to be like, I got you?
I think it's a lot of simps who just believe the woman too.
It's both.
So many guys flipped.
Both. It's both. Like there's a lot of guys that like hate Fresh, right? Just because like the thing I've always said is like the reason why so many people dislike him is because like he's an average guy. He's not super tall, not the best looking. He speaks with a stutter, right? He's not like some jack guy or whatever. He's like an average dude, but he's doing really well for himself. So people look at him and be like, wait, he's just like me. How the f did he get money and bitches? Like, this is pissing me off. Right. And then like they think to themselves, oh, he's got to be tricking. He's got to be doing something. He's got to be paying for it. Like, because they see themselves in him, right? It's easy for them to look at a guy like you, look at a guy like me. Well, they're jacked and tall. Of course they're going to be good with women. And they got nice teeth. Like, they have all these excuses in their head as to why like we're in a position that we're in. But like when they see someone like Fresh, there's no excuses. He's just like you. What's your excuse? He stutters too. And he's socially awkward. He's been a nerd too. They don't have anything to say. So like they have to point the finger because he shines a spotlight on them.
That was the whole beef or whatever with Moist Critical back in the day, was because Moist Critical saw Fresh, and it's like it's kind of a reflection of someone's own inadequacies. Seeing like a guy like him could become a multi-millionaire, could get with a bunch of women, is like he must be lying. There must be some sort of fraud. And I know the guy personally. That's why I defended him. And you know, I got in a lot of beef like talking about this because I know the guy, and I know that like immediately they're going to try to call him a fake alpha male. But it's another reason why the Red Pill content is so necessary right now.
Yeah. But yeah, this Me Too bro is like, it's getting crazy out here. Like, obviously they didn't make no allegation on that, but like they try to put like and here's the other thing. We don't even know if it's his kid. She was hooking up with other dudes during that period.
Probably wasn't his.
Well, I remember having a conversation with him years ago when I went to your pod the first time, and he was like, he couldn't even have kids, low key. Like, I remember that.
So, hey, you guys heard it here.
Yeah.
I remember. I'm literally this. I had this conversation because I was talking to him about wanting to have kids.
Yeah.
In his, I remember like not on camera. It was just in his condo, like whatever in that high rise.
Is that public? He's talking about something.
I think he's talked about. Hey, you know what?
If I didn't say
it's fine. Well, you know what? Look, now we even know, because that was another thing that we were like this girl, something's off here. Like, because the timing and she did a pregnancy test the week before she left. This all started because he didn't want to get her an apartment. He didn't want to get her an apartment.
So stupid.
She goes back to New York angry, but she had done a pregnancy test. She tested negative for it right before. And then a week later, she calls him, recorded that, and says, I'm pregnant. And like says, I'm pregnant. What are you going to do to me? Blah, blah, asking these fishing questions that we talked about.
Yeah, that was interesting.
But like 4 days later, she's at the Planned Parenthood starting the abortion process because on the paperwork, it says term to elect pregnancy. Like it shows there why she went. So she got the pills then and like started taking them. So the baby was gone by the time she did her whole press run.
Yeah,
but she used it to like, she starts she has a YouTube channel, pushes her Twitter, all that, pushes her Instagram. So it's like, if anything, like, look, I'm gonna, obviously Fresh took accountability. He knows this. That's why he didn't really talk about it publicly. I did, right? He got a lawyer involved, all that other stuff. But guys just need to really be careful and learn from this, right?
A lot of guys
no one's
would have
perfect.
folded in the same situation. Like one thing I've seen from Myron, especially because he comes from a law enforcement background, is that when you get these trials and tribulations, when you face adversity like this, especially in the content game, the only solution is to just keep on working, is to keep on pushing. And I've seen a lot of other people, especially if they only done content their entire lives, is that under a similar amount of pressure, they literally have a mental breakdown. They fold, they quit, they give up, they complain about their mental health, they take years long. But the best solution to all this problem is just to keep on going, bro. Because they turned an L into a W really quickly. Like everybody was piling on this.
She got roasted on whatever yesterday. Let's go.
And then within a couple weeks, all they did was they just kept on going, went viral for this, had a W with the Jubilee podcast, and just right back to business.
Was that a shot at Fusi?
No, it's not a shot of Fuzi. No,
okay.
No. There's so many people like that. There's so many guys like that give up like that when because that wasn't even adversity. That was like his own struggles. Yeah. But facing like online attacks and getting all these people, it's like compared to what you see in the real world. Like people talk online. That's like
and, I'm gonna have to beat myself up a little bit.
We'll talk
here.
shit about Fuzi, man.
No, I know.
I gotta beat myself. I'm gonna take a little bit of accountability here. Like I genuinely, the day that happened when he had the breakdown and got arrested. He called me that night and he said, yo, I'm over here. Cause he wasn't far away. He was like in downtown Miami. He was like, yo, pull up. I'm here with my buddy. Come by. Cause we had never met in person. We had been talking about meeting in person. He was supposed to come on the podcast the next day.
That day, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that was like a Tuesday. He was supposed to come like the next day. And I was like super tired because I had not slept. And I was like, oh, dude, I'm dead, but I'll see you tomorrow. But then in my head, I'm thinking like, bro, what if I had just went over there? Like that wouldn't have happened if I was over there.
Yeah, that's.
I would have
you
ensured
can't live
that like
that.
we would have like, bro.
In my opinion, bro, it's probably inevitable. Like he wasn't listening to any advice. We all tried.
Of
like,
course,
yeah.
of course.
Bro, I was calling that day too. Like, don't do
you
this.
always think in your head, like, what if? Like, what if I wasn't dead that day and I went over there and I chatted with him and maybe I could have like, you know what I mean? Like diffused the situation. Cops weren't involved.
But even where he is now, right? He came back and he proved that he kind of didn't want to keep doing it because he just deals with too much. I mean, dude, he's in San Diego, I think, with his family now. I was playing Call of Duty with him like a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
He seems fine, but
He's been in the
just
game a while, man. I wish him the
Dude.
best, bro. I genuinely do believe like if you're in the content creation game and you're making the kind of money that a lot of us make doing this stuff, man, it's a blessing. Because I come from, dude, I used to work at McDonald's. I did like a landscaping. I've done like a lot of these hard jobs, law enforcement, etc. Like when you do like real work and you have like a job and a boss and like a chain of command and everything, like we're really like privileged and blessed. Like that's why like when Hassan said this dumb shit about like, bro, being a streamer is so hard.